Sanasi, you're watching News 24 Live. Well, I'm joined in studio by our tech journalist, Duncan. He's going to introduce us to the Nokia Lumia 930 and tell us all the reasons why he absolutely loves this phone. Hello.
Hi, Jen. How are you doing?
It seems like every week you love a new phone.
And I'm not a whore. I am not a whore.
All right, show us this Nokia Lumia 930.
Yeah, it's right here in my pocket. I've got a very tight jeans on.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just fish it out here. And look, it's still straight.
Well, some companies can't say that. For the
Yeah.
phone.
It doesn't have the I bend in my pocket feature. However, it's got a lot of other cool stuff as well. You know, we have looked at a number of Windows devices over a period, and I have to say, they get better and better every single time. You can see the effort that some poor little developer somewhere in a corner back in Redmond, Washington, is doing with Windows Phone as an operating system. They tinker with it all the time. They're looking to make it better and better. Some of the things that we've covered on previous devices are things like the Nokia camera, which still has
manual settings. Right?
Yeah, still got the manual settings. It's still very, very clever. We're seeing some other companies only recently to be coming out with more manual settings. But that's not all, right? You still get here maps. There have been rumors that here maps was going to be killed and off Lumia devices. But you still get them. It's still there. In fact, Year Maps came out with a statement, in fact, late last week, to say the rumors that we're going to kill Here Maps on Nokia, they are unfounded. In fact, it seems now that Here Maps will be expanding and include an app for Android and iPhone. Wouldn't that be cool?
Here Maps essentially works similar to Google Maps.
Yeah, it's a direct competitor to Google Maps. In fact, if you have a top-end luxury car, call my number on the screen now. But besides that, a lot of the maps in these top-end luxury cars are Here Maps.
Okay.
And they work really, really well. What I like particularly about them for a country like South Africa is that Here Maps can work offline, which is a bonus.
That's amazing, actually.
Yeah, so you can
Everybody
navigate.
wants a map that works offline.
You can navigate offline. I mean, I use Here Maps on my laptop, which is a Windows laptop. Not that that's an ad, but if it is, Microsoft, you know where to call me. But yeah, and it works perfectly, and it navigates offline. You can reroute offline. You can add waypoints offline. It costs you nothing in data once you've downloaded the map. So a lot of that has been built into Windows Phone, and you also. I don't know if we ever spoke about Nokia Mix Radio, which is a nice trick. Unlike a lot of these radio programs that you get, you listen to streaming audio. It allows you to pick artist or genre, however you want. However, on this device, you can also download the playlist. And again, so you can listen to it offline. I think that tip alone is just a touch of genius.
Now, these are features we've seen on other Nokia devices.
Right.
Are there any new, outstanding features on this one?
New and outstanding? No, but refinement? Yes. Okay. And that's really where the magic is. You know, it's not about, I think, just trying to push features for the sake of having a gimmick. What it is Microsoft is building a mobile operating system that they feel can work on any Windows device. And I need to tell you a little secret. Google Android, we've always said, is free. Windows is also free to manufacturers now, especially for smaller devices.
Yeah.
So we may see more manufacturers, depending of course on where the market goes, that will build a Windows device simply to hedge their bets. We've seen this with HTC. They have the HTC One, which is an Android device. And they've also brought out an HTC One, which is a Windows device. Exactly the same hardware, just running a different operating system.
Well, that's interesting.
And we'll see how that plays out, of course, going down the line. But I think it's a clever move on Microsoft's part to say, hey, so you say that Android is free? Okay, so Windows Phone is free. What you going to do now? And we'll see what manufacturers will do with that. I think this is a very clever phone. There are some issues, and I'll get to that in a minute, but on the base of it, they've been tinkering with the operating system for a long time, and they have delivered a better experience every single time you have a new version come out.
What are some of those issues you see with the phone?
Right. Yeah, some of the issues, like maybe I nitpick, but I apologize. We spoke about how great the camera is. And the camera is, although not in our studio. Oops.
It's too bright.
Yeah, it must be the light. Anyways, but what I don't like about the camera is that the features, the additional features like the panoramic shot, for example, you have to download the app for that.
Okay.
Whereas with Android, it's
just
there.
all there.
Yeah, it's there. Doing video in slow motion, not there. So you would expect that that's a software issue. That isn't additional hardware. And you would expect they'd have said, hey, why do we have to get person to download an additional app to do this? Why don't we just build it straight into the application?
Especially since the competitors are doing it.
Exactly,
All right.
especially since the competitors are doing it. Other applications, like if you look at your pictures, you can map your images via album, of course, and favorites. Right. But there's also the Nokia Storyteller. And look what happens if I click Storyteller. It says, oh, great, you have Storyteller, that's fantastic. But to use it, you have to download the app.
That's a little annoying. I don't like that.
Yeah, that is annoying. It's a great device. You know, Nokia has been one of those companies, they never have to advertise, we build great hardware.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows that they do. You know, they've got their reputation. With this one, I think they're going with more of a fun approach with a nice lime green.
Colorful back there.
Yeah, I mean, that's your taste, right? Some people want an all black kind of executive looking smartphone. Other people like fun. I personally like the aluminium frame. I'd have preferred an all metal frame, given where this thing retails. But it's decent, it's great hardware. You never feel like, oh my, it's going to break or something like that. It always feels really solid. And the screen, you can read in direct sunlight, this Nokia Black. I don't know what they call it. Yeah.
All right, Duncan, for the moment of truth, would you own this smartphone?
Yes, I would. I would own it, if only for the fact that you have Microsoft Office built in, that you have Nokia Maps, I should say, offline navigation. Yeah, I think it's a very worthwhile phone to own, and it kind of reassures you, for those people who remember the Nokia 3310 legend. It kind of tells you that they haven't lost their way. There's still Nokia in there. I like that.
Do you have the Nokia Lumia 930? Let us know what you think of the smartphone in the comment section below this video. And if you have any questions for our tech journalist Duncan, let us know what those are in the comment section below, and we'll get to them next week.